remember when I lost my mind.
Hey, what's more exciting than a client with no money to put down whatsoever? I don't know, a client with money to put down. Luckily, there are DPA or down payment assistance programs to help your clients with no money to put down. They're going to come in usually two forms. You're going to have bond programs, or you're going to have where you borrow the money for your down payment assistance. When you get the bond, they're going to have inflated interest rates most of the time. And so instead of like a 3 3/4 rate, you may get 4 1/8 or 4 1/4 interest rate. Whereas if you borrow the down payment, you're going to keep a nice low interest rate. The other thing to remember on that is when you get the bond money, they're usually going to charge a 1% origination fee along with some administrative fees. The other thing to think about is a $1,000 minimum investment. Most of these programs, your client has to have $1,000 minimum investment into it. There are a couple where you don't have to have that. First-time buyers. A lot of times they say, Jesus, they have to be a first-time buyer. Fannie Mae defines a first-time buyer as having not owned a house in the last 36 months. So if you haven't owned a house in the last 36 months, you're technically a first-time buyer. But that doesn't really matter because most of these programs don't require you to have a first-time buyer status whatsoever. Another thing to think about is the time of your contract. Some of these programs are going to require that you have 2 levels of underwriting to get approval. When that happens, you're gonna account for that in your closing days. So give yourself at least another week or so in your closing. Sometimes we get the question, well, what's available in what area? Every area is a little bit different. Some of these programs are available statewide. Some of them are only going to be available in small areas like a certain county or a certain area. Finally, income limits. Pretty much all of them are going to have income limits. This is not designed for people making $500,000 a year. This is designed for people to achieve home ownership that otherwise maybe weren't able to do that. A lot of times people will ask me, how do you do these videos so fast and just shotgun information out there? It's just one take most of the time. I think about it and I write the notes down. In fact, here's my notes there. That's what we go on right there. We just go out and we talk about it because we know what we're talking about. So that's how we do it. So if you ever want to send videos out to your clients, feel free to give me a call. I'm happy to walk you through it. But just be you. Be okay with making mistakes and be okay with shooting information out there. Can't go wrong.